let's get right to it because we have a lot of chisme.
Yes. So did people ever call you
A chismoso?
chismoso when you
Yeah.
were? I have a problem
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people don't understand what the word like in English or Spanish. Like if somebody calls me, like if I was asking and inquiring about things, and they're like, "Eres bien chismoso," and I was like, "No. Chismoso is when you're divulging it. Metiche, it's like nosy, like you're asking, you're inquiring.
Right, yeah.
Now, after I get all my answers and gather all the information and I go and tell someone, then I'm a chismoso.
That's a good point.
But the inquiry,
That's
the
a good point.
intaking. So
No, that's a good point. That's a
Yes.
good point. So I have a Gemini rising. So
Explícame.
So when like Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury was like the god of like information.
Yes.
Right? It was like with the little wings that would like fly and give people messages, like the messenger.
Yes.
And so growing up, I wanted all the tea, and I still do. And I don't even ask for it sometimes. Like people just give me tea about other people. So I happen to know a lot of people's like whole dating history. Like I don't even know their drama and everything. I don't even know them. I just know the tea. And so it's just I've always, ever since I was little, like I was like blah, 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 and then and it was like it goes in my ears, it would come out my mouth, and it was like I was constant, like, you know, you go around like talking here, you get bored, talking there, you get bored, saying here, you get bored. And so then you just kind of like, it's a very social placement for your rising on your chart. If y'all know anything about astrology.
Yes. I might have something, I might have some rising or some of that because I love chisme. Like I love going on the train.
I want to see your chart. I want to see your chart.
I'll show it to you. I want to go. I love going on the train or like anywhere in public where somebody's on the phone and I have headphones and I'll just pretend I'm like I'll even bop like to the music, pretend I'm jamming, but like I'm listening to conversations. And people have pointed this out to me. Like I was just watching a play the other day and the people in the row in front of me, they were texting and I was like almost reading, and I don't know what it is, but it's just like it's like watching live drama play out and just, you know, imagining what could happen or just being a moment in time and you're witnessing somebody's turmoil. We
asked our followers on Instagram to see if anybody wanted to submit some gossip,
some
for
chisme,
us.
yes.
Because I was like, cuéntanos el chisme, you know, let us know, like give us some tea to talk about. We got some tea. Like I thought we were gonna get gossip about other people that they had heard.
Yeah, they
told us shit about themselves. Yeah, they were like anonymous too. So we're gonna go through those. We're gonna talk about those. We're gonna delve into that. Everyone thinks of gossip as a bad thing.
No, that's how it didn't start with like.
But it started off as like a way that for men and women they would gather socially and talk about things that were happening, people that were dangerous in the community.
Men do it more.
And then men decided that was dangerous for women to be getting together and they're like talking about politics and things like that. There was like a point where they like encouraged men to keep their women in their home, like without like to keep them from being social. Yeah, from socializing. The men were so scared that women would get too powerful from like talking. So then that now we see gossip as like a woman's thing or as like a bad thing.
Yeah.
But really it's actually how people bond, and it's like how people like spread information that's important to take care of each other with. Yeah.
I've joked about like when people told me like, "Ay, eres bien chismoso or metiche," and then I'm like, "Excuse you," I'm like, I'm doing honor because like that's how speech, that's how culture gets spread, that's how history, tales, like storytelling, speech, it's, you know, language. That's how a lot of communities are built.
Estoy cuidando mi comunidad.
Yeah, I'm
gonna start telling people that. When people are like, "Why are you gossiping?"
We're keeping history alive.
I'm gonna be like, "Yo te estoy cuidando, amiga."
Yeah, no,
Yo te estoy cuidando.
Did you grow up with like? So I grew up like TV, and I used to love all the gossip shows. And like Wendy Williams, I was a huge fan.
Oh my God, Wendy!
How you doing?
She was wild though.
Messy.
Like she was a mess.
But she's
wild.
But I have to like, now that time has passed and you see a lot of the things that, you know, why would she say that? But a lot of things she's been on it.
She was on T with a lot of stuff, but on some stuff she was kind of overstepping herself. But she's an icon, though.
She's
She
mother.
really became
She's
like
mother.
this like huge gay icon, whether you like her or not. Like she was just like, now who doesn't know, what gay person doesn't know who Robbie Williams is? Like regardless of whether you like her or not, you know her. That's like a big accomplishment. Sorry.
Even though she outed, I mean, she's done things, but I think she's done so much. Like I think she's part of our culture. Like she's. I don't know. I would love watching her show and like getting all the tea. And sometimes I would be surprised. I think I knew sometimes more than she did. And that's how I was like, okay, maybe I am onto something.
You're like, oh, maybe I am gay.
Yeah, no, that I was solidified by the time I started watching her. Did you watch El Gordo y la Flaca?
I did when I was little, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're bad at gossip.
Bad or better?
Yeah, they're bad. Like it's not.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I mean, if you're gonna chismear, like you have to, like sometimes you exaggerate or things, but I feel like they're just kind of like trying to be good with everyone.
No, yeah, you know who was a gossip queen and nobody talks about it?
Give me a hint.
Oprah.
Oprah?
Yeah, she was like the queen of gossip. She could get people to talk about all their shit.
Oh, she's a gossip retriever, or what would you?
Things.
Yeah,
she was really good at it.
Yeah,
she was good at getting people to spill the tea. I like to think I'm like Oprah, but poor.
You're porpra.
So
have you been ever like a hot topic in gossip? Like, were you ever like?
I'm always a hot topic in gossip. Like literally,
I haven't heard any of this.
People in Dallas talk a lot of shit. Yes. So this guy comes up to me and says hi and like gives me like, it's so good to see you.
Were you like, who the fuck?
And I'm like, thank you. I mean, not thank you, both. I'm like,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
you're welcome.
I was like, oh yeah, good to see you too, whatever. And then he turned around and I saw his friend was hot. He had a hot friend, and so I guess his friend was visiting from out of town. So then I left, and he was with another guy that I knew. And I said hi to him too. So I left. And then when I left, apparently the guy that he was with that I knew, not the hot one, ran into me again later and was like, just so you know, like that guy that said hi to you, we were with our friend that was visiting from out of town. And when he said hi to you and I said hi to you, our hot friend was like, oh, like he's really cute. And he was like, oh, he's a big old hoe. I wouldn't date him. And I was like, he said that? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, that is so funny. I'm sorry. I thought that was funny. And I was like, why did he say that? And he was like, I think he just likes him. And I think he just felt threatened by you. I mean, saying that, I just think it's funny. Like, I was like, okay. But
was that like, a rumor or?
I feel like that's more. That's kidding. Oh, wait. Yeah. You're right. Never mind.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know your history.
I am a big old hoe, though. Like, I have sex. I love to have sex.
But like, yeah. I don't know. Some people are like
in Dallas. It's because in Dallas, okay, people don't realize it's so funny. Okay,
in Dallas, todas las dan. Nah,
no, it's so. I talk a lot of shit about Dallas because I love my city and like I want it to do better. Especially the gays need to do better. But like one of the things people don't realize here in Chicago that David, my ex, David, you know David, y'all are friends. When he first started going to Dallas, he didn't believe me. And I was like, they're different in Dallas, David. They're not like Chicago gays. Like, you need to like, you do not know what I deal with on a regular basis. He started meeting people and he was like,
you're right.
Oh my God, y'all are messy here. Like, like y'all are intense. Like, it's super conservative. Like, people talk a lot of shit. They're very catty. They're very pretentious. They're vicious. That's the word. Vicious. It's a very vicious gay environment. Yeah. So it's just, there's a lot of gossip. There's a lot of like rumors. There's a lot of like shaming each other. It's really sad. I really wish we did better. I have cultivated a great good friends. That's a whole other conversation, but yeah. There's a lot of gossip.
What was like, what have been some of the gossip or lies, misinformations, allegations, accusations, and calamities that have been said about you?
So not a lot of information out there. A lot of that shit
misinformation.
Is true. Okay. But there is some misinformation. I think
I've gotten some couple made up. Like I had a friend whose ex said that, so my friend's ex told him that we had hooked up.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, no, it's cool. Like if it, and I was like, it didn't, like, I don't know why this person would say that. Like,
oh my God.
And I was like, at the same time, I was like, oh, people are like lying that they had sex with me. Yeah. Like, I was like, you know, I felt little part of me was like, oh my God, people would lie about that. Like it's like a bachelor. I don't know why, but it was kind of a compliment. But at the same time, I was like, why would somebody like, you know, we're going to talk and like, I could say like it could come around to me and I could be like, no.
Can't think of a good example.
Do you have friends who withhold gossip? One of my best friends, he gets all the tea and he never shares anything.
That's rude.
You
then don't tell me you have tea. Here's the thing: you want to withhold the tea, but don't tell me you have tea.
Well, he didn't tell me.
And then withhold it. That's mean.
Something happens and then I just see his face and I know when somebody's like, you know, it's just like, oh, I can't say anything. And I know that look, and I was, you know, something, right? He's like, I'm not saying anything, and it just irks me. It's like when people are like,
annoying.
When people are like, oh, I gotta tell you something, and they're like, what? No, oh, hold on a bit, and then you're like, what were you gonna tell me? Oh, I forgot. I'm like, ahora te acuerdas? Like, I can't be left without this information. I hate that. That's a huge.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate when people are like, someone told me this about you, and I'm like, okay, who? And they're like, I can't tell you. I'm like, then you're not my friend. Because like, do not come up to me with information and then we're not in high school. I got mad at someone for this recently because I was like, if you aren't going to tell me who told you.
Don't tell me that
Don't tell me.
Don't tell me that you're not going to tell me.
Keep it to yourself. It's not a big deal. Like, keep it to yourself. Because like,
you've opened up a door.
Yeah. Well, also I need to know who to look. Like, I need to know who to protect myself from. Like, who do I trust with my business and who I don't trust with my business? And you not telling me who is going around talking about me means that I can't make a decision on who to give access to me. Does that make sense?
Yes. And advice to the people watching, listening, tuning in. Be aware, because when people tell you that shit, I'm like, why do people feel comfortable telling you things about me? Right?
Yeah.
Like... when people are like, because I've also get feed, you know, like these are more acquaintances, like, oh, you know, this person said this about you and that and this and that, and then I'm just like, you know, I take it and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you for letting me. But then at the same time, I'm like, why do people feel comfortable sharing all this information with you? Like, that means that you're also like
gossiping.
Yeah, so that's how I know. That's why it's like, calladito. Like, sometimes why people are like, people think I like don't like conflict, but it's just like, no, don't mistake being nice for, you know, it just...
Exactly. I know I look nice, but that's just my face. If you tell me, like, somebody said this about you, and then you don't tell me who, it just shows me that you'd rather protect them than protect me.
Yeah.
That's what that shows me. I'm not playing this whole game of, like, I can't tell you who un pajarito me dijo. Like, shut the fuck... Like, either fucking tell me or keep that shit to yourself, because now you're just alienating me. You're making me feel like... I don't know who is saying that, so I don't know who to like watch myself around, and like you're getting a kick out of that. Yeah. And I have a fucking problem with that. So most of the time, if somebody does that, I'm like, are you really my friend?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're more the person's friend that you're not naming than you are mine. And it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop talking to you. I'm just gonna keep that information in my back pocket so I know to watch out.
You're gonna save it and use it wisely. Yeah.
Right.
I think words are powerful, and it's like how they say, like, if you don't have nothing nice to say it to me, I'll listen. No, but it is I've learned to use the word allegedly in my vocabulary. Mm-hmm. Also, when I'm like, allegedly, if somebody said something and I'm talking about something and whatever it comes up, allegedly, or like I like to make it clear, like si algo no me consta, if I'm not 100% sure, if I didn't see it, then I'm not sharing it, or I'm just saying like I heard, but I don't know.
No me acuerdo, no me acuerdo. Y si no me acuerdo, no paso. No paso.
What's do you have any tea to share right now?
Okay,
I heard gossip about us.
You heard gossip about us?
Yeah, like somebody said to put the mics down. That somebody said put the mics down.
Like a person that you know?
Like a person was like, when I asked people like for gossip, they were like, I heard something about you guys. And I was like, it's true. No. And they said like, oh, that people talking about your podcast to put the mics on. But that was just more in reference that like comment about like everybody has a podcast, which is like everybody has a podcast, but I feel like we're not, I don't know. Like I was telling you, like I feel like people are doing the same thing, and I feel like what we're doing, it's a little, I haven't seen it. Like I feel like it's different.
Right. I don't know. I think the last piece of gossip I heard was that I was talking to my friend who told me that there's this other friend we have that I used to always tell to watch out for certain people because I have really good intuition, okay? And I'm talking as sharp as a fucking, like, it's like
needle.
A needle. Like, it's so fucking good. And this year I realized how good it is because there was somebody who I pointed out multiple people to this person whenever we would meet people or hang out with them. My friend would be like, whatever, it's not a big deal. And then I haven't talked to this friend in a while, but I heard from another friend that every single person I warned them, I felt weird about, did something to them that made them like not talk to them anymore. And I was like, I know. I was right. Because I'm always fucking right when I feel something about people.
What did they do?
I told my therapist and she was like, yeah, that's because you have a lot of trauma. She was like, growing up in a traumatic household helps you read people who are going to be like not good for you. Yeah. But she's like, that's the way it manifests sometimes. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Sometimes you could warn people, but it's sadly sometimes people have to find out on their own.
Yeah.
Or else you come off like a negative Nancy, or
but
like
that's literally the last piece of information I heard that was I guess considered gossip. Was like that I was right. It was kind of cute. It was a cute moment.
Did you feel vindictive? What is it? What was the word?
Validated? No. Validated?
No, yeah. It's another word.
Redeemed?
Vindicated, yeah. You were vindicated. On national TV now.
Not national TV. It's my fucking cell phone. Okay, so what about you?
Yes.
Last piece of gossip.
Oh, most recent. Yeah, no, I can't think of one right now. But I on some of the answers, I think it's more in response to those.
Let's go into our first one.
Let's dive in.
Okay, so somebody submitted this. You want to read it first?
Yes. Let me just put on my glasses.
Actually, let me read this one.
Okay.
I'm going to read the third one. So I'll read the first one, you read the second one. Okay? All right.
Spill.
I swore I was taking this to the grave. This is about himself, obviously. But here we go. I fucked my ex-bestie's brother.
Empezó bravo.
I know.
Right away.
He's like, I fucked my ex-bestie's brother, and she caught us. LMAO. Full T, she was shitty. She was a shitty friend and always pushed me to the side for other people who wouldn't do the most for her. So one day her brother wanted to hang out and we were drinking and I just started flirting because why not? And he made it the move by kissing me and then we went to go fuck. And it's funny because his sister walked in right as we reached the climax. But we're no longer friends and her brother still messages me.
Yeah, it's
I mean, so you said she was your bestie, but she treated you like shit.
Yeah, so you need to like build boundaries. No, I'm just kidding.
That's wild. That sounds like so much fun though.
Being mistreated by your friend and then fucking their brother. I'm counting. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't think so.
I would have fucked Ivan's cousin. Because in our chambelán.
Yeah. Oh my God, Ivan,
we
where
did
is
an
he?
episode on quinceañeras, and I was like, Ivan's cousin was really hot.
If somebody finds Ivan's profile,
he was Ivan had a cousin named Ivan, and Ivan was really hot. She was my friend. I was in her quinceañera, and he was in the chambelán. I would have slept with him like immediately. Immediately, like in the Mean Girls. Immediately. Oh. And then she walked in right as y'all came. That is the funniest thing. Did she see? That would have been That's a mess. Okay, moving on.
All right.
Number 2.
So here is number 2. Let me put on my reading glasses.
Parking lot. We gotta rate it.
Oh yes.
Okay.
So we're rating.
Okay, so that one.
Yeah. So let's see.
On a scale of 1 to 10, when it comes to technique,
how hot was the tea? Technique for
like the drama, like how, like the gossip, like what happened.
Got
like
it.
The technique.
Got it.
Okay, what's the technique? What number are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 5.
Okay.
Because we appreciate you being vulnerable, but I feel like we needed more context.
Okay.
And it was lukewarm. It seems like it happened a while ago.
Okay, so for technique, I'm gonna give it a 5. Because I definitely think you were on the right track with fucking her brother. But being her best friend kind of was like, it kind of made it shady a little bit on your part. Now, if you had stopped being her friend and then done it for revenge, I would have probably given it a higher number.
Yes.
So I would have given it a 5 because I love your drive and I like the concept. I just think kind of like the foundation of the situation was a little rocky. So we're gonna give it a 5.
The foundation.
Now let's do it on. Now let's rate him on drama. Okay, the amount of drama that it caused.
I give it a 7. It's messy. Okay. Like she's no longer talking to you. Like she's gonna tell her friends. Like you're now the brother fucker.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it a 4 because I don't think it'll get very far. I think everybody will just be like, "Oh, he fucked your brother. That sucks." But I don't think that it'll cause very many like waves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then for overall scandalousness,
I give it an 8.
I give it a 7.
Like you got caught.
I give it a 7.
You give it a 7?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of shock value. I'm like, I would not want to see a family member doing that. So,
yeah.
Witnessing, yeah, not.
I give it a 7. Okay, moving on.
All right, we have our next chisme. I worked at a Target before, and when I pulled up to the parking lot, I saw my manager giving an executive head in his car.
Okay.
I would say...
Okay, on technique.
Well, I didn't see how good the head... No, I'm just kidding. But I would... Technique, I would give it a... I give it a 10 because it just went straight to the point. It could have had more details, but what else could you need? And I appreciate the executive head.
I'm giving it a 9 because they just didn't give a fuck. Like they were like, I'm gonna do it in the parking lot of the place we work at. Like we're not gonna do it at your house. We're not gonna do it like the only way that this would have been a 10 for me is if they actually did it like in the workplace. That would have been a 10. But definitely a 9 for like not giving a fuck and just letting people see whatever they're gonna see. I wish I knew more. Like I wish I kind of knew what they were wearing and how long it lasted. Maybe we had
who was he giving head to? Was it another colleague?
It was an executive.
Was it a customer?
So like a big name. You know, it's like getting a promotion basically.
Giving is that what it?
An executive, yeah.
Oh,
like a.
Oh, so colleague on colleague trying to get.
Like one of his managers was trying to get a promotion.
So is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever done that?
I've heard the giving head to get ahead.
Yeah.
But no, it's a family business. No, at any work. Let me see, because my other jobs, no. It's like I'm at work. I'm not thinking,
Oh, I am thinking about sucking dick. Yeah. I never really got to, but I could think of a couple managers that I would have.
Some jobs are like, I almost like, for example, if I was a bartender, I would think people, then it could present itself like thinking like, oh, opportunities at work to do something like.
I mean, here's the thing. Sex is fun, and if I'm gonna get rewarded for it, even better.
Paid for it.
Yeah. Okay, so drama.
Potential drama, I give it a 4 because HR, you should, if you're a professional, you shouldn't be discussing this. This is the stuff you keep to yourself.
Really,
I would, yeah. If I seen a coworker do something like that, I'm like, I'm not getting paid to divulge this, so
I give it an 8 because like you just have to tell the right people and everything will hit the fucking fan.
Yeah.
Like all you had to do was record that and that's it.
Yeah.
Like it would have been it. Like that's what I would have done. I would have recorded it and then I would have blackmailed the executive.
Get a promotion.
To promote me to something in corporate so I don't have to work at the store anymore. Absolutely. They're not supposed to be doing that.
But it's outside work. Well, the parking lot counts,
it's in the parking lot, yeah. You should have. You really could have destroyed them. Okay, what about honest, like overall scandalousness?
I give it an 8, just because that's scandalous. Like your colleague is now, it changes the. I don't know. I find it shocking.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 because like it's like it could have done a lot more, but we don't know much more. So it's like if you didn't say anything, then you didn't really do much, but like, shock yourself. So
I would have liked to know if you stay there and watch. Did they do a good job?
That would have been fun. I would have watched. Okay. In my house, number 3.
Yes, so in my household, bear with this one because
this is long.
Yeah, so if you're washing dishes while listening or something, just like
I'm gonna give y'all like a rundown on it.
Yes,
this is a lot. In my household, there's me, gay, twin brothers, straight, mom and dad, and my aunt and uncle. My parents are currently separating because they have a lot of issues, and so my tia was getting drunk with her sisters that were visiting from out of town. She was actually talking shit about my mom and dad. My aunt said that my dad wasn't my real dad because my uncle looks a lot more like me and my brother. On top of that, my other 2 aunts are also trying to defend their brother, my uncle, for saying he wouldn't do anything to ruin my parents' relationship because he respects them. But my aunt goes on to say that one of my aunts is a slut and is sleeping with my sister's husband.
Then now my 2 tias are fighting because one is saying all these allegations and talking a bunch of shit, spreading rumors. But on top of this, then she goes on to say that my mama's also slept with a completely different uncle and this is too. And at this point, my tias are yelling at each other on the house to the point where my mom and my brother come out of the rooms. And then my mom gets livid and starts talking to my tia saying, she's a bitch and she's a liar. But then there's even more. So after my brother sees my tia, then she says that I am gay. Okay. So this tia is like going off. She's outing. She's slut shaming. She's questioning paternity.
She's making up things about how his dad touched him when he was kids.
That's why he's. Oh my god. So okay, we see the problem.
Here's what happened. Basically, this aunt started a rumor.
No, she started.
She started making, and then when people started defending the uncle, she started saying a bunch of other things about everyone else in the family. Yeah. That his sister's cheating, that his dad's molesting them. That basically she just started going off.
So it looks like it's ending up in a paternity test now because of this.
And so now me and my brother are going to get a DNA test done to prove to my aunt that our dad is actually our dad, and to help prove to her that my uncle is not a homewrecker, and to prove to my dad that his sister is crazy for making up these allegations and lies about the family. And so there is a T. We're going to get the test done tomorrow to see how they go. What's your opinion, and how would you handle your tia after she said all this crazy shit? First of all, why does she still live with your parents? Should have kicked her out. That's wild. Unfortunately, this is not an advice episode, but
the call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, definitely. Like she needs to move out.
No terrenos.
After y'all find out what's really going on.
Well, yeah, was she lying? I feel involved now. And is your tia saying the truth? Is she stirring the pot?
She was just lying. She was lying about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
She said his sister was like sleeping with the uncle too, right?
See, this is the kind of, you have to know when. If you're going to spill gossip, don't do it over drinks.
Yeah, like, that's a lot.
Gossip needs to
Your
be
aunt
handled
is doing a
sober.
lot. Your aunt's doing a lot. She's not just gossip. Some of that's rumors. Like, you can't just, all that is not true. It can't be true. I mean, unless your family's like really fucked up. Like, it's not true. Anyway, so on a scale...
Well, looks like Thanksgiving is going to be awkward.
Technique.
I'm
just
confusion.
Like the technique of like the drama that's happening. Like, how was it executed? I give it a 10. Like, what? Like, this is really great. This is like novela style drama.
Yeah, I was gonna say I give it an Emmy. I give it a 9
10.
because
10.
not only is it affairs, allegations about parenthood. I'm like, okay, so now we need Maury here. We need Silvia Pinal,
Oprah.
We need
for
Oprah.
The pain. Yeah.
Yes, like we need Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil. Yeah.
Like, so we need the whole team. We need the squad to deal with this situation. So I give it a 9.
I give it a 10. I give it a 10. The drama, I give it a 10. I give it a 10. I give it a 10 all around, actually.
I give it a 9 because it needed. This is like, I don't condone violence.
Omar.
But like, ya se lo hubieran arrastrado. Like, this would have somebody.
She lives with them. It's one thing if she wasn't living with you, I'd give it a 9. She lives with you and she has the balls to start all this shit. That's crazy.
I just want to picture, like, I'm just going to do my imaginary voiceover. Like, she was probably like borracha. Like, she probably drinking caguamas.
She wasn't drunk when she started everything.
Yeah, she was probably like,
¿Y tu tío se parece más a tu tío?
I give it a 10 all across the board. I give it a 10 in technique, in drama, in overall scandalousness.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the kind of shit that you really want to hear about when you go for a gossip session with your friend.
Yeah, but like, luckily I don't have an aunt like this, because if she's like questioning paternities just because like your dad has curly hair, you don't have curly hair, like you might, like, ma'am, like,
mind your business.
No, like, and some people it's just like, what is she like?
Some people don't.
What
look
does she know about genetics? Yeah, like,
I'm like, what are you, like a biology teacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what's the next one?
And good on your brother for defending you. He's in LA.
Rate it on overall scandalousness.
A 9.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 10. I wanted to see punches. I wanted to see like revelations.
Number 4, I'm sleeping with a close friend's dad. He's single. He loves to get spanked and treated like a little bitch.
So who's single? Yeah, dad's single.
That's hot.
I don't know where to think about this.
That's hot. I would do that too. None of my friends' parents are like safe.
I would not. Okay.
If they're hot,
yeah,
and they're single,
yeah.
Unless you're like one of my best friends, like if you're just none of my acquaintances' parents are safe.
Yeah.
My best friends, yes, but if I just know you like in passing, and if I just know you in passing, and your dad is hot, I'ma fuck your dad if he wants to fuck. We don't ever have to be friends, but I'm sleeping with your father.
You're like, I could do I could do with one less friend and one more hot dad. Yeah, he's single, loves to get spanked and treated like a little.
Oh, it says close friend. Oh, wow. He's sleeping with a close friend's dad.
Well, on the bright side, and this is a little bit for those that watch Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, House of Dragon. This is basically Alice in a high tower, not sleeping, but like reading to Viserys.
That is so funny.
This is not gonna end well if he finds out.
You know what? If I have a hot dad and my close friend sleeps with my hot dad, I'm going to be okay with it.
Yeah.
Because my dad is hot. Like, I would get it.
See,
would I be
can you show me a picture of your dad?
With it at first? Yes, I would probably be upset. But I would eventually come around to it because I'm going to sleep with your father too. Like, if he's hot.
Can I see a picture of your dad?
Like, why would I stop you? First of all, that's a fact. I'm not going to stop. Like, I would probably feel grossed out a little bit. But at the end of the day, you're my friend. I want you to get that dick, even if it is my father.
Can I see a picture of your dad?
He's not. He's not. You wouldn't.
What? You don't know?
You wouldn't. I hope not.
Let's see.
I don't have one.
You don't have what? A picture? You don't have a picture of your dad?
No, I don't.
No, I'll find one.
I don't have one because we had a really bad relationship for a while. We're better now, but we haven't taken a picture together since we made up. But yeah.
Does he have a Facebook? He does have a Facebook.
He does.
All parents have a Facebook, right?
I don't have a Facebook, but he does have a Facebook.
Okay.
A few days later, Omar slipped into Gerardo's dad's DMs, only to realise it was not Gerardo's dad, but a random older man on the internet. He slept with him anyway.
But go for it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to stop you from getting that dick. Especially,
I mean,
it's like a fantasy, like sleeping with your friend. It's kind of like taboo-ish.
Just know the consequences.
I get it. Do it. Whatever.
Just know
Go
the
for it,
consequences. If your friend finds out, dragons will dance.
Go off. Go off. Go sleep with my dad. Go off.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this. Overall, I think it's just an overall 6 for me. It's
in technique.
You're not a great friend because I don't know. I feel like some people should. There's some boundaries that are just, you know, if it is that strong, I would then you would be like, hey, would you like, wait, ya eres la madrastra, like you're the stepdaddy, you know, like, do you want to be your friend's stepdaddy?
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 5 because I mean they're your close friend, but I don't give it like a lower number than 5 because I'm half into it.
I just
now
realized
let's go with like drama.
I just
like
realized one of my
potential drama.
Someone close to me has made comments about my brothers, and I actually don't mind the comments. But if it were to happen, I would feel some type of way.
Well,
I think that is worse than brothers, because brothers are like, you know, but like your parent, like that's like.
Overall drama, I mean, drama potential, an 8. Because, you know, it's going to cause waves. He's single, though, so it's not like a 10. But it will make your partner, friend upset.
It could end the friendship.
Yeah, it'll end the friendship. It might.
It might start a
civil war. Or they might think like me, where it's like, okay, like, I'm mad at you, but...
How was it?
I wouldn't ask.
You wouldn't ask?
I would not ask how. I don't want to know what it's like to sleep with my father. I don't want to know what it's like to sleep with my dad. Nope. I don't need to know what. I don't need to know the details. I will get over it and I will be happy for you. But we do not need to talk about that. We don't.
I heard Javi follows your dad on Facebook. I'm just saying.
Probably a little.
You know.
And overall scandalousness, I'll give it an 8 also. Yeah, it's pretty scandalous. Pretty scandalous. Like, if his friends find out, they're going to be like, is that tea? Oh my God. Like, it's definitely tea.
See, that's the kind of tea I don't believe. That's why I give it a 6.
A 6?
Because I'm it's questionable for me. Because, like, what are the odds
that... You need to raise your number.
What are the odds that, like, dad and son are gay? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it happens.
Is this are we being misinformed?
You know, sexuality is on a spectrum. It's on a spectrum.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think that
you're 5.
That dad has some questionable parenting if you're fucking your son's friends.
Go ahead.
My friend Jonathan was actively dating a guy, Leandro, for a year without any real commitment. So Jonathan always talk about how hot the sex was and how often they did it, etc., etc., etc. Well, during one-on-one lunch with Leandro, admitted that not only they had sex 2 times in 1 year, but that he actually was doing it with another girl and another guy on the side. Until that point, we had thought Leandro was only gay, but wait. Because the girl he was doing it with actually was Jonathan's roommate. They were roommates. And the guy he was doing it with was his boss. Papi, el chisme estaba que me quemaba la lengua.
Oh my God.
Okay, so here, I would say here, oh wow.
Whoa.
So Jonathan,
so there was a guy named Jonathan.
He dated Leandro.
And Leandro was saying that and Jonathan was saying the sex was amazing and they had been having sex all year. But then Leandro spilled the tea that they actually weren't having sex all year. They only had sex twice, and he was fucking a girl. He was fucking Jonathan's roommate and his boss on the side. That's wild, because he doesn't give a fuck. Like, he's like, if he finds out, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. This is not very demure. This is not very mindful.
It's a happy family. I will have to say, when it comes to gossip,
not a happy family.
When it comes to gossip, like, especially about people I don't know, it's always like who's telling it, who's saying it. But here, within what I can see, I like to infer what really happened. You know, like, you're trying to get to the bottom of it. I imagine that Jonathan was lying, and his boss and his friend and his roommate heard about this. So when this guy, thinking like, oh, I hooked up with this guy once, and then he met Jonathan's circle, and then they heard all this like, hot stories and da-da-da-da. So then they were probably like, oh, he's a good lay, so let's give it a try. So I don't think Leandro was at fault. It seems like Jonathan set him up for it. And yeah, I don't think he...
So we're blaming Jonathan because Leandro cheated?
Well, it's almost confirmed that... that's if Leandro's not lying, right?
I don't like to assume that the person being cheated on is at fault for anything.
But was he cheating? If it wasn't
they were dating
without any real commitment.
Oh, without any real commitment. Yeah. Oh no, he wasn't cheating.
So this is the thing about gossip. Like, you don't know who's saying the truth also.
Yeah.
So, but
well, at the end of the day, he's having his cake and eating it too. I hope Jonathan finds God. I hope Jonathan like breaks up with him, but we'll see.
Yeah, and his boss.
Okay, so technique.
I give it a 7 because like I know where the tea was spilled. I like all the connections. I like even how he wrote it. Like, I like when people use commas and periods. So I appreciate that.
I'm gonna give it a 4. Because I think that Leandro spilled it. Jonathan still doesn't know. There's not enough drama there for me.
Someone needs to tell Jonathan.
So someone needs to tell Jonathan, and then I would have given it a higher number. So a 4. Overall drama, what do you think?
I give it a 10.
I give it a 6.
We
Really?
have a possible resignation and eviction. And a friend.
You're right.
Friend who
I give it a 9. I give it a 9. Yeah.
And a friend who has all the power to set this all in motion.
Potential drama, 9 for sure. And then like a overall scandalousness, I'm gonna give it a 9 also. I'm giving
it a 10 because it's got all the things going on. It's got bisexuality.
The reason why I didn't give it a 10 is because it didn't actually happen. Like, Jonathan does not know yet.
Yeah.
But once Jonathan knows,
Tune in.
Shit is gonna blow up. That shit is gonna blow up. Next one is, my aunt's husband is very about que dice la gente. So he cares a lot about what people think. Just always trying to portray the perfect image. Imagine our delight when my mom found out while abroad that this fucker fathered an illegitimate son 22 years ago, and he and my aunt have been secretly supporting this son the whole time, so no one will find out he exists. Oh my God. Okay, first of all, I gotta address that. I gotta address what we talked about. Illegitimate, there's no such thing as an illegitimate son. Like, every child that a man has is legitimate and should be treated as such. So I'm going to go ahead and correct you right there. Every child deserves that parent's like affection and attention and support. But yeah, damn. So they had hid a kid that he had outside of the marriage.
22 years.
22 years. I wonder where he was. Did they have him like in the attic?
While abroad, so maybe the kid is at another country.
Found out while abroad that
while abroad he fathered a child.
I thought his mom was abroad when she found out. Okay, never mind. Oh, interesting. I wonder where.
Probably Mexico.
This is kind of scandalous, but
it's very common. Like to have it's not very common, but now it's
I have 3 half sisters because my dad just And my dad was, after my mom and my dad got divorced, my dad was still trying to have another kid with someone, and he was too old. Like, he was not, it wasn't working for him, you know? You know what I'm saying? And so the doctor was like, yeah, you just can't have more kids. He was still trying to have another one. I was like, bro, do you not get tired?
This is the privilege of being a man, right? It's like, if it shoots, it...
Yeah. Overall, like, technique, I'm gonna give it a 9. Because they really did everything they could for 22 years to keep this person hidden. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I did like that, the context about like ¿qué dice la gente? So it shows like the double standards.
Potential drama. Okay.
10, the betrayal, divorce. Now you gotta split the inheritance.
What? But the husband and wife have been knowing.
That it was the husband and the aunt.
So the husband, the aunt and uncle that care a lot about what people think have been supporting the son together.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm insensitive to this kind of, because it's
for me, it's
common.
a 4. Like, for me, it's a 4. It's not really gonna do anything. Everyone just found out and was like, oh, he has another son, but his wife already knows. They're supporting him. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
8. Just because...
Why?
I don't know. Like,
you don't like it?
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's
or
just...
you think that it's like really that dramatic? It could cause drama?
Well, I imagine how the kids will feel.
Oh my God.
Like,
his cousins? Oh my God, does he have cousins? That sucks.
I would, right? I mean, we know he can father kids.
Oh, yeah, I didn't take that into account. Well, overall scandalousness then, like...
And it's just like, imagine you find out you have a 22-year-old brother suddenly.
A 7 for overall scandalousness, because that I was gonna give it a 5, but that definitely shot it up 2 points. That sucks.
On the bright side, you need a kidney. You have one more person.
Exactly. Or you can kill him and then keep the kidneys just in case. Then it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Is the thing.
What is this, like Abel and Fable? Is it like?
Okay, number 7.
Went on vacay with a close friend. During the trip, said friend didn't pay for nothing the whole time. Then, when asked for being brought up subtly, they get defensive and leave to go home. Yeah, so meanwhile, you find out that they're in debt and living this life they can't keep up with. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, so this guy went on a vacation with his friend, and his friend could not afford it and didn't tell anyone, so he just expected everyone to pay, and when they questioned him, he left.
First of all, you guys were not friends.
Yeah.
Because how was this scheduled? Like, there was hotel, like, did he just like, oh, I'll get you later, or what? Like, what was the situation?
Yeah. I don't think that y'all are not friends. I just think that he needs to be, I think maybe he might have a problem with just asking for help. He might also have a problem with accepting the situation he's in. So, like, I would be graceful with him, but I would also be like, you can't, like, next time, if you can't come, don't come. Like, don't, like, you can't, you also are an adult. You have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't come, you just can't afford it. Like, that's the tea.
Yeah, well, they got Anna Delvey. They got conned. They got Tinder swindled. They got Friendstered, conned, or whatever. But yeah, it is a little embarrassing to take advantage of people, and like, you have to put up your part. Don't go on trips. Don't plan things with friends if you're not gonna.
6.
Don't take advantage of your friends.
6 in technique, because that's some shit. He took advantage of y'all, but it did stir the pot a little bit more, which I like.
Give it a 6 also.
What about drama?
Drama, I give it an 8, because if this was a group trip, you know, this is you're now in a separate group chat, my friend. You're in a separate group chat. You got Venmo requests. Yeah, and now when people see you posting all this stuff, they're going to be thinking like, oh, somebody's, not getting their half of the brunch.
I get a 7 because now, like for potential drama, because people might potentially not invite you anywhere anymore. It's kind of sad. But
yeah.
And then for overall scandalousness, probably like a 5.
Are we like
5, right?
Yeah.
5, because it's like meh. It sucks. This is not shocking.
This is the gossip equivalent of like, can we split the check? And then you got like an entree this, and like some people just got a salad.
Yeah. So no. And then
but thank you for sharing. Thank you for
our last.
You're lucky. Your life is not that messy.
Yeah, it's not. Which you should be happy about.
Yeah, and also send us how much you actually had to pay up for this person.
Yeah, or send us money. My friend fucked the pastor's son under the church piano by the altar. That is wild. That I wish I had done in my life.
Alabaré, 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 Señor. I like how specific, like
that
not under
great.
the church piano, by the altar.
By the altar where people
it's like
pray.
They needed to know how close they were to the altar.
Under the church piano by
and
the
it's
altar.
The pastor's
That's
son.
So hot. I would have done that. I would have absolutely done that. The only thing that can make this spicier is if they got caught.
Yeah, I heard of the preacher's wife, not the pastor's son.
What?
The preacher's wife?
Oh, yeah.
Not the pastor's
son was kind of cute when I was growing up, too.
Yeah? He
had one son that could kind of get it. Yeah.
But the pastor's son.
Having sex on the altar, pastor's son, I'm give that one a 10 in technique. That's perfect. Under the piano, next to the altar with the pastor's son. You can't get better than that.
Yeah.
Because having sex with the pastor is like, it's not going to happen there. He's not going to fuck you in the on the altar, near the altar. That's like, that wouldn't have happened. So this is as like good as it's going to get for church sex.
Yeah, I also give it a 10 because like we have sin. We have like
10.
10.
Yeah. And then
we had music.
Also 10. I'm giving it 10 across the board. That's what I'm doing.
I'm giving it a 9. I appreciate the details. There could have been more context.
The potential drama.
Like, how did you end up running into this? Like, how did you find out? Did you see it? Like, I needed a little bit more context.
I give it a 10 just because of the potential. It's potential drama.
Potential drama. Yeah, well, it's his son. So I think it's like, if anything is going to be, the priest could be like, he's repented. He's choosing another life.
Exactly. He's going to have to talk about it to everyone. It's going to be great. Definitely a 10 for me. And then for overall scandalousness, also a 10 because I know how Christian churches are. Because he said pastor, that's Christian.
Yeah.
Christian churches people will go, why? Everybody will know. People will be like, it's like super scandalous. Nobody will say anything to the preacher, but everybody will be like talking about it. And they'll just be like I just need one person to find out. Yeah, actually, I'm going to deduct a point.
Why?
I'm going to deduct a point because no one found out yet. So I'm going to give you 10, 10, and I'm going to give you a 9 for overall scandalousness because I need everyone to know.
I'm also curious, like, who was it that did it? Like, was it like a churchgoer?
Probably like...
Was it somebody in the choir?
Oh, somebody in the choir would be hotter. Yeah.
Like choir, like just in the piano, like just making music together for the Lord. I don't know, but there was a lot of just people catching people.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have any gossip that you were like, I can't share this?
I mean, one time one of my uncles hit on my mom, but in like our house.
Like
my
in front
dad
of everyone?
found out and he like went to threaten him and it was like drama. And my dad was like, he found out he was livid and he like went to his house and he was like, if you do one more thing to my wife, I'm going to fucking tear you to pieces.
I know that's like in some families. Like
I will say though, okay.
Cousins or stuff like that.
I'm not going to say it. No, I'm going to say it. That uncle was hot. Like, I was like, had I been my mom?
So it was your dad's brother?
Huh? Yeah, he was hot.
Now, do you have a picture of your uncle?
Hot uncle? Huh?
Do you have a picture of your uncle?
No.
Does he have a face?
He's dead. He died. Somebody shot him, completely unrelated. I don't know who it was. Somebody shot him. He was hot though. You know, you have hot uncles. I like people have hot uncles. You know when your uncles are hot. Okay, dad, I can't see my dad like that, but uncles, I know when my uncles are hot.
Yeah, I think my family's good. You know what? I'm not gonna say because then people are gonna start looking at my family pictures and
He was a hot uncle. Yeah, I think he was probably the hottest one on my dad's side.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta go. Thank you so much. That's our show. Thank you so much for listening, y'all. We'll talk to y'all later.
Peace, and hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any more chisme, tag us because I love online chisme.
All right, bye.